It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely. Who shot and killed the Nashville nurse Caitlyn Kaufman? This was on the highway as she was driving to work earlier this month. Well, Melissa Marquet of Crime 411, she's got the details. That's now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Woo! Hey, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Notification bell. You want to get alerted when we got these breaking stories. Plus also, click like, leave your comments. We'll get to them. Definitely help us out and share this video now, all right? Appreciate that. Hey, thanks, Monica, for sharing. You rock. How you doing, Monica? John Bryan checking in. How you doing, John? Love you too, man. All right, so Melissa Marquet.
Hey, Joe.
Crime 411. Check them out on the link is right in this video feed. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube channel. They got some great stories, great stuff. It gets it's not for the faint-hearted. There's some craziness out there in this world.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad that you got the marbles to cover it.
It's not easy sometimes. You know, you interview family members that are going through horrible things, and it's hard to keep it together sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but if you can help somebody out or get a suspect arrested or something like that and get justice served, and you can be helpful and part of that, then it's worth it.
Let's take a look at this story here, Caitlyn Kaufman, because here in Tennessee, we're broadcasting out of Tennessee. This went pretty big, pretty viral right from the start. Let me pull up her photo so we can all see what we're looking at here. All right, there she is. You see her? Right? Nice young lady there, Caitlyn Kaufman. Doing a little background research on her. Her dream was to live in Nashville from the time she was in high school. And the mom, all right, she describes her daughter as having a passion for nursing because she was very caring. And she said that she always wanted to be a nurse, right? Residency programs before choosing Nashville. She found a job in the ICU at St. Thomas West Hospital in Nashville, received nursing awards. But let's go to December 3rd. All right, December 3rd, late in the afternoon, she left her apartment in Lebanon, traveled on the interstate system from Wilson County to Nashville. That's Interstate 440, by the way. Her shift started at 7 p.m. So she was on her phone with her mom. Diane's the mom's name, by the way. Mm-hmm. Diane said it was our normal everyday conversation. On my way to work, Mom. Okay, honey. She was fine. I had to get off the phone, and then when I attempted to call her back, there was no answer, according to Diane. Then a Metro Parks police officer observed Kaufman's Mazda SUV on the right shoulder of I-440 West. This was near mile marker 2. At first, the officer thought that the vehicle was in a wreck because the driver was slumped over the steering wheel. The officer said that she was already deceased. The officer then noticed that the car had been shot numerous times with bullets. Authorities found 3 spent 9mm cartridge casings on the interstate. The car was shot 6 times. She was said to have died between 6:05 p.m. and 6:10 p.m. Detectives said that shots were fired from the interstate, but they couldn't say whether she was targeted or not. The vehicle was struck at least 6 times with those bullets. She was killed by a gunshot that entered her left shoulder area. And it would have been fatal. This is according to the medical report. It would have been fatal within 15 seconds.
Wow.
So she didn't have time to get her phone to call 911 or anyone. That is what they're saying, right? Mm-hmm. So police had no suspect or motive, and Nashville police announced a coalition of business owners and entrepreneurs who remained anonymous, and they raised over $65,000 in total for information and a reward for the arrest and prosecution of the person or persons responsible for Caitlyn Kaufman's death there. Now, December 11th, boom, all the alerts went off on the phone. Someone arrested in the murder of Caitlyn Kaufman. There was a detective, Chris Dickerson, who said that 21-year-old Devontae Hill. That's the suspect?
Yes.
Devontae Hill is the suspect accused in the random shooting death of the nurse. And they said that they didn't know each other. He did not know Caitlyn. SWAT members arrested Devontae at 6:15 a.m. at his East Nashville apartment, being charged with criminal homicide. He was taken into custody without incident, according to the reports, at his apartment, and the officer said that he was brought to police headquarters where he was interviewed, and he gave a statement implicating himself in Caitlyn's murder. Now, police said that a concerned citizen identified the guy as the suspect and told investigators the whereabouts of the gun used in the crime. They got the gun. They did the test firing with the investigation. They found a 100% match with the shell casings found on the road and the gun. That's when they do all the forensic stuff. Hill's cell phone, Devontae Hill's cell phone, was also, on the day of the murder, at the time of the murder, was in the vicinity the night she was killed. They do the tower checks with the pinging, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Now, police also revealed that he's got a prior criminal history.
Big one.
Big one? How so?
He shot his grandmother and 2 other family members. There were kids in the house. He shot all 3 of them. I believe it was in 2000, I want to say 16, but I may be wrong about the year. And tried to kill all 3 of them, yet he was out on the streets, running around.
What do you mean tried to?
He shot them, but they did not die, of course. They lived.
How long ago was this?
I believe it was 2016. And he was a minor at the time, which exactly. Oh. And so, being that there are not so many harsh consequences for juvenile delinquency, he was out running around. And if he hadn't been, this never would have happened.
Now, what else?
I believe he had an armed robbery charge also.
Okay.
So there was that. And I think when you say, concerned citizen, there's speculation all over the internet that it was actually his uncle that reported him.
Do you think that because of the huge reward for it, $65,000, somebody says that and they go, hey, I'm a concerned citizen.
You have to know ahead of time before that $65,000 is announced if you know where the gun is.
Especially if you know where the gun is.
Come on, right? You know where the gun is. You know who it is. You know where he is. But you don't give up that information until that 65 G's is presented. Come on.
I think also you're gonna find out as this even though it's pretty much done deal that he's guilty and all, but they're gonna keep investigating on it. They're gonna find out that he contacted someone after that happened. Or he talked to someone when he got home.
Well, they're saying there may be another suspect that they are looking for, that they're expecting another arrest, that they believe he was not in the vehicle by himself when this happened. Basically, during interviews since they arrested him, they believe the motive was road rage.
Road rage.
Which would make sense because her vehicle had been hit in the back. There were marks on her vehicle that they found that, she had been hit. So they are saying they believe the motive is road rage, but they think he was actually a passenger in the vehicle. So now they're looking for a second suspect.
Mm-hmm. Here's the vehicle. It's that Mazda SUV.
You can see the damage.
There's significant damage on the back end there.
And I'm wondering if she pulled over.
She must have.
Because if you're dying, you're not going to pull over that well. I'm wondering if she pulled over before she got shot. Like, he didn't want to stop because they had this accident. He's got firearms on him that he probably wasn't supposed to have. So, you know what I'm saying?
So they say they found shells on the interstate. Do you think maybe, they're pulled over. There was an accident or whatever. They're pulled over. Boom, bang, bang, bang. And then they kicked the shells on the interstate to maybe...
No, I think maybe they started shooting.
Yeah. While driving,
and she pulled over.
The way they made the statement about how the shot was through her shoulder, that has to be right on the side there. And honestly, they had to be
get shot in the shoulder.
To get shot in the shoulder
and
drive
died 15
right there.
seconds.
Yeah, I guarantee you they were slowing down and he pulled up next to her, fired off. Because I guarantee you on the road right now, like right on this road, that vehicle that was just in front of this one, is that a police?
Yeah,
okay, so he probably bumped her, and she got scared and started slowing off the interstate.
That's what I'm thinking.
And as she's slowing, they're pulling up on the side and just going off.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, because if she died within 15 seconds of being shot, she would, in my opinion, I can't say this for sure, but I think she would have hit that guardrail. She wouldn't have been pulled over on the side of the road like that.
That's a good pullover.
I mean, that's
Yes.
a really good pullover. That's not
Bay?
somebody who's crashing.
Bay, what are you thinking on this?
So many.
Yeah, go into it. What's some of them? What's crossing your mind?
It could have been mistaken identity.
Really?
It could have been a girl like, hey, that's that one chick.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So many things, possibilities.
Now, it said in the police report that while being interviewed that he incriminated himself. Do you think that he admitted to it?
Most likely, because they ain't nobody just gonna turn in somebody that was probably in the car with him.
Man, you think it was the person in the car?
And it was like, that's just my theory about it. Because it'd be like, nah, I think you killed the wrong person.
Well, also, you got to remember, they don't say whose fingerprints was on the firearm either. They just said that he's been implicated in the crime, in the murder.
Very true.
Yeah.
So there
Maybe
could
he's
be
not even the guy.
Yeah, there could be a second person involved.
I think a mistaken identity because they wrong vehicle.
Intern Shane, your thoughts? You're a young mind. You got some fresh ideas. What are you thinking?
I'd have to say it perhaps could also be a case of mistaken identity, or it could be like, I don't know, maybe something snapped in his head, because sometimes it's like you think, what went through this guy's head when he did this, because like it doesn't seem like they've ever met each other before. She was just minding her own business, going to work like every everyday citizen. But
Yeah, it is.
But then again, if he's willing to shoot his own grandmother because she told him he had to go to school, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he shoot somebody in a fit of road rage?
Interesting. Well, hopefully we'll find out more with investigations and interrogations and perhaps I don't know. We'll find out. But to stay posted, Crime 411. Yeah, check her site out. Nice job. There it is.
Shameless plugs.
Crime 411. Check her out on Facebook and YouTube and definitely subscribe to her, follow her along. She's got some great stories up there. And send her a message too if you got any questions. Nice job, Melissa Marquet.
Thank you, Joe.
Tough story to cover, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah, and I'm glad they finally arrested somebody
Yeah.
Another young life lost too.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
on the front lines of COVID, too.
Yeah.
She was working in the COVID, I think, ICU.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Really amazing person.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.